Hey, Armand here, going live with your astrology forecast for the week of February 10th. Nah, it's a big lie. I'm not going live. I hate that crap. I don't care. This is recorded. This is recorded. I hate that go live thing. Yeah, fine. You're going to get what you get. Also, you're going to hear my froggy voice. My usual Long Islanding nasal accent is augmented this week with my froggy voice because I've had a cold, and you probably can't see. It's getting much better. I had pink eye, conjunctivitis this week. Ugh. So I spent the wonderful, fun Leo full moon with Venus and Aries. I spent it pretty much on the couch thinking about what type of soup I could order in. It was enjoyable, but I felt I was missing out nonetheless. But we're going forward now, and this is the week of Mercury's retrograde. It's a little bit of a tagline there, because the truth is Mercury doesn't station to go retrograde until Sunday the 16th. Still in all, I think that we're already feeling the effects of Mercury retrograde as he's gotten into Pisces and into the shadow of his retrograde. And it looks to be quite a substantial kind of retrograde-y kind of experience for us this time around. So just be aware that all the usual mercurial warnings are in place. And, nothing terrible is going to happen, but frustration is quite likely. I know I've had a few things go already that seem to be little warning signs about this Mercury retrograde. Now, Mercury retrograde is most likely to flare up, as it were, on the weekend, Saturday the 15th, Sunday the 16th, and then Monday the 17th. We'll talk about it again next week. But you'll feel it and you'll see things going a little bit all week long. So coming off of this big Leo full moon that we had over the weekend, we begin the week with the moon in Virgo for a few days. And generally speaking, making harmonious aspects, although the last aspect on Tuesday is a square to Mars, so maybe it won't be all that harmonious in the long run after all. The moon in Virgo, I could see wanting to have all the facts. Mars in Sagittarius is just ready to sort of charge ahead, as it were. That's kind of the thing for Mars in Sagittarius. The Crusader energy, right? This is going to go run on a crusade and do something because you know it's right. This is your beliefs. You're doing the right thing. And don't bog me down with facts. Generally speaking, though, the early part of the week, probably pretty good for working, getting stuff done. The Virgo moon should help us to focus. It's true that on Monday, the Virgo moon does eventually come opposite Neptune. We always have this problem when the moon is in Virgo, right? Virgo channels us into the details, and Neptune in Pisces expands us outwards towards the big picture. And so, it's sort of like you look through a microscope and you think you're sort of looking through a telescope. You're looking into the details and you think you're seeing the big picture. It's really a, can you see the forest for the trees type of situation. A little bit of a thing to be aware of, but it's not really any different than we've been dealing with every month for the past bunch of years, since about 2011. So that's not a big change or anything like that. The other aspects are mostly harmonious. We do have also the sun is going to be trying to the partnership or relationship or perhaps marriage asteroid Juno from Aquarius down to Libra, and Juno has just stationed to retrograde in Libra. This could be a little bit of a sort of reworking of relationship stuff, sort of seeing where things are with your current relationship, maybe where you want things to go, or maybe sort of reviewing where things aren't. Also, I would say it puts a little bit of an emphasis on friendships and groups as opposed to sort of intimate one-to-one relationships. Okay, so through Tuesday, we're doing a lot of work. It's focusy time. There's still a lot of energy from the full moon. That's great. Midweek, we have the moon in Libra. That would be a swell kind of, harmonious sort of looking for balance kind of way to spend the middle part of the week. Problem with it is that, of course, not of course, but the problem with it is that the moon will square Jupiter and Pallas Athene and Saturn and Pluto all in Capricorn. And so there's a little bit of stress with the Libra moon. There's been that Plutonian stress for a long time and the Saturnian stress as well. What it comes down to is this. You kind of want to do the right thing. You kind of want to follow the rules. You kind of want to play by the book with the moon in Libra, and yet you feel that there's maybe some pressure. There's maybe some stuff going on that kind of makes it a little bit hard to do so. It's a subtle kind of thing. You want to be cooperative. You're looking for cooperation. Not everybody's willing to be a team player, which is fine. And maybe you get the feeling that some of the information is a little bit hidden from you. It's not the most open kind of energy. Libra likes things to be open, especially with the moon trine the Aquarius sun, looking for openness. And yet there's this little sort of like pebble in your shoe going. Pebble in your shoe is just the annoyance part of it. And the annoyance part of it is saying, am I really getting the full story here? This seems like a good deal, but am I real? Is this what's really happening? There's a little bit of doubt. There's a little bit of, you got to sort of test it. You sort of, you're buying a car, which you probably shouldn't do with Mercury about to go retrograde. It's a real kick the tires type of situation. See what's really going on. You got to dig a little bit deeper. It's not just about putting a nice face on things. All right, now, later on Thursday night, Friday and Saturday, we have the moon in Scorpio. I do hope that you got out on the weekend of the 8th and 9th and got to get all your Valentine's stuff done, because I'm not really sure that the waning last quarter moon in Scorpio is the way to spend Valentine's Day. It could be lots of harmonious aspects. Could be. It's not necessarily, though, the most expansive. There's not like necessarily a lot of fun going on with this moon. It's making constructive aspects. Of course, the moon in Scorpio every month is hitting Uranus. The first thing it does is oppose Uranus. It's like, the Scorpio moon is like ready to get set up with its, closed up, looking at things, being a little bit, careful. And the first thing that happens is Uranus comes and, sort of knocks the plan over. So you sort of come into it with a sense of want to know what's going on. You want a little bit of certainty. And Uranus right away throws you that sense of uncertainty. And then we walk it out with basically harmonious aspects. All that Capricorn energy works out really, really well. The Scorpio moon is square to the Aquarius sun. Here we have the Scorpio moon, again, looking for intimacy, looking for security. The Aquarius sun, more open, standing on principle, less about the particulars of what's going on in this situation, more about an overview. A little bit of a stress there. Thursday night, Friday, Saturday. It should be pretty workable. And then the moon goes into Sagittarius on late on Saturday, Eastern time. It would be just an hour before midnight. But the moon goes into Sagittarius, and the rest of the weekend is spent with the moon in that upbeat sign. It's waning, but it's in an upbeat sign, and Mercury is stationing to go retrograde. What I would really suggest you do is take the weekend off, whether you're working or whether you're just having fun and playing. Take the weekend off. See what happens. Allow serendipity to guide you. Don't push an agenda. I would say that probably is the way to get through the whole Valentine's Day thing, too. The whole Friday night thing. Well, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let things go. It's hard, though. This is, again, Scorpio moon on a day when people tend to have a lot of expectations. Could be a little bit of a challenge. But that is the strategy. Let things go. Just see what happens. Whether it's work or personal stuff, social stuff, getting together with friends, whatever it is, don't push too hard. Just see what happens. Scorpio moon says, yeah, but what are we going to do? A little bit of a challenge. Mercury's going retrograde. You're going to feel it all week long. And I will see you next Sunday, or I'll see you next week, whenever you want to watch it, because it's not live. And we'll talk about Mercury retrograde as long as we somehow or another manage to get the video up.